Hello, people of God. I guess I come to you with a message today. Just a different revelation about something we go through in life. It's the understanding of marriage within God. In the time that we're living in, we have to understand all these things and put all together. So at the same time, we're choosing the best possible thing between us and our spouse. And the subject is divorce and separation from the person you're with. Now, I understand Jesus Christ, what he spoke on the reason why God said the only reason why you should not be married. And the King James Version, it says fornication. Fornication is sex between two people that's not married. But that don't make no sense, because it just doesn't make sense, because we're talking about a married couple. So fornication in this term means sex, because in the Bible it does explain that the only reason why two people do come together to become one or get married is because you can't control yourself sexually. If you can't control yourself sexually, then at the same time you would give your life to God and be able to live in this world and do God's work by helping the people out without having sexual attraction to any person at all. But now that you can't control yourself sexually, God says, okay, since you can't control yourself sexually, find you a partner. And this is the same instance as like when Israel asked God for a king. You understand what I'm saying? God was already there. God was their king. God is your king outside of marriage. But now people as wives and as husbands, we ask God for somebody else to kind of help present the word of God to us instead of getting the word of God solely from the Lord. But what did God tell Israel when they thought about something like that? He told them that the king that you want is going to require more of you than what God asked. He said he's going to make you, just like a husband. A husband's going to make you do the things that he probably doesn't like to do, period, because he's a human and no human can be perfect. But then God will send you somebody and you be like, well, God, you get upset with God because he sent you the best person for you, but at the same time, he's not the perfect person for you, because at the same time, no person can be perfect. So if you get yourself into that covenant, it's of your own choice and your own decision. So don't get mad at God, because at the same time, the person that you are with, or the person now that, even if you didn't ask God for the person you're with and you went out there and you found a person on your own, you can't get mad at God, because now that you have kids and now you done both sides, you done mess your life up to the point that the next person you with is going to be even less perfect, because at the same time you're even less perfect for that person. So in marriage, understand this. It's something that God recommends for sin. So at the same time, if you are with your partner and your partner causes you to sin against God, I feel like you are allowed to step away from that. Like if it says a person can leave for sexual immorality. Now, if you have a wife or a husband and we suffer from lust, from sex, and at the same time this person denies sex from you for an extended period of time, or have a problem with giving you sex, and now that causes you to commit adultery against God, yes, don't do that. I say, and at the same time it makes sense that you get a divorce, because at the same time it speaks about, Jesus Christ says, if your right eye causes you to sin, it's better for you to pluck it out and to make it into heaven maimed than to make it into hell. At the same time, like if you get rid of your wife, okay, God would be like, okay, but you did not break a commandment. You know what I'm saying? You did not break a commandment. So at the same time, God would probably still punish you, or you will face your punishment here on earth, but at the same time, you didn't sin against God by committing adultery. Now, if you with a person and this person's causing you to lie because you're scared of them, now, instead of you telling this person the truth and leaving them, now you sinned against God, and now you gotta pay the price of your lying. Now, you may say that God knows your heart and the reason why you're doing it, but at the same time, you don't have enough respect for, you got more respect for that man. God says in the word of God says, do not be afraid of the person that has power over the flesh and blood, but be afraid of the person that has power over your soul. So now you are putting somebody else here on earth above the Most High. I'm telling you, people, it's something new working in the Word, and I hope you understand that the Bible gives us great guidelines and understanding, but at the same time, understand this: those people that have read the Bible or read any type of the scriptures, anything that we read today, none of them, all just the same way Jesus Christ said about Moses. Well, Moses died, and everybody else that goes ahead and talks about God in the way that they speak about him, you know, they have died too. You know, and if you look at the world, we're still in the state of it not being in a perfect world. So everybody in the past that if you think is the perfect person, they are not. The only perfect person was Christ. And at the same time, we are in wait to see how close we have gotten to being like Christ or Christ-minded, but nobody has been like Christ or Christ-minded so far. If you understand me, because if we was, it will show. The fruits of it will show. Just because you have a life and you have this or that and you have the things, it's not about things. Jesus Christ died in this world without nothing. So we cannot use the things that we get in this life to justify how God sees us. God says it'll be easier for a camel to make it through the eye of a needle than it will be for a rich person to make it into the kingdom of heaven. Because it's hard for a rich person to give up that money. And if you're rich and you have a lot of money, why do you still need more? That is greed. And that is one of the things when you look into Christ. Christ got a lot of things, like, it's different. Christ is more of a spiritual aspect. God teaches you the physical. The New Testament is more of a spiritual aspect. The Old Testament is more of a physical aspect of life, like your body. But Jesus Christ teaches your spirit how to be a better person in spirit, so that your body doesn't move in the wrong direction. So understand this: like if divorce messes up your relationship with God, the Most High, get divorced. But after you get divorced, you tried it. Do not seek another person. Do not give your life to God, because God sent that person for you and it didn't work. So now you need to give your life to God. Now, if you get to a point in life where you get closer to God, and it just so happened that God sent somebody your way, and you will know. Now, if you sit there and you asking God and you begging God to send you somebody, that is still your lust speaking. You're speaking out of lust, because at the same time you want to be touched, felt, loved upon. That's lust. God already touches your spirit. He loves you. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you're saying God's love is not enough for you. Understand this, people. God is number one, and he's supposed to be number one in your life. But you wanting a number one in your life, that's disrespectful. And then he's going to give you what you want again. And then you're going to find out that nothing changed. And he's going to, you know what I'm saying? But you have to take the time to work with God after a divorce and heal. Talk to God. Don't go out here having sex with different people, because that's fornication, and God said that's not right. So it's either do not sin against God. Do not sin against God. That's number one. You put that first. That's number one in any marriage, any relationship. Even if your wife tells you you can go out there and have sex with another person, guess what? If you do it, you committed adultery. That's adultery. Because God didn't tell you that. All right, people. Thank you for listening. Just a new revelation. Hopefully this reaches those who needs it.